learning this. So, interestingly, I wanted to be a lot of things when I was growing up. I wanted to be a pilot. And the funny thing about that is that I wanted to be a pilot, and I was always telling my mom that when I become a pilot, if I'm flying in the air, I'll have honey and bread. Those are like some of the things that are very crazy, stupid things. So I wanted to be a pilot at some point. I wanted to be an engineer. My dad was an electrical electronics engineer. So I wanted to be like him. And I loved, fixing things, electronics, and all of those kind of stuff. So, but as time went on, getting into secondary school, things started changing. I had issues in mathematics, but I was doing well in physics and chemistry. But I was very bad with maths, so it was obvious that I was going to get well. And then I started thinking of doing law. But sadly, I did not do any of those things. So my first degree was in philosophy and economics. So, but why I have to share that is because I had an issue in mathematics, and because there was no opportunity for diagnosis, there was no opportunity for support for kids who have those kind of issues. It was not put into consideration. And maybe if I had received more support, I would have done better. There's so many kids in Nigeria who have those kind of issues. So I chose to focus on kids who have learning disabilities in math and English and reading. So, and then more particularly those who have emotional problems. Because all of these things are connected, they affect kids and how they learn in the classroom. So I have to say this story because of one of the amazing people doing an incredible work in the area of special education in Nigeria. In Nigeria, special education is not a conversation. It's not a policy development conversation in Nigeria. So many of us do not know so much about special education, or even how to support kids who have one form of disability or so. Because the awareness is very low. So I knew I was going to do something in that area. So I chose to, my master's program, I chose master's to PhD level. I chose to do something in special education, and that's what I've been doing. So I focused trying to support teachers, train more teachers who will be able to support kids with disabilities. And more recently, I started consulting with some district schools in the United States. And then supporting teachers as well. I'm happy that there are organizations and there are people who are doing amazing works in this area. And interestingly, it's not even Nigerians, originally Nigerians, if that makes any sense. You can imagine somebody leaving his or her country and coming into Nigeria to touch the lives of kids and young adults who have different forms of disabilities in our country. For me, it's an inspiration, and that's why I am proud to welcome. So I have issues with pronouncing Japan names, so I don't want to bother the name, but I think it's high. Is that how we call it? Okay, I said it. So I was scared. Okay, so I was in Germany 2 weeks ago, but I still have to struggle with some of this things. So I'm happy to welcome her, and I'm also happy to welcome my daughter Esther. They are here, both of them are making great impact in the lives of a lot of kids here in Nigeria. And their work is speaking, fully about the work that they do. So I have been moving around recently, coming back with all that. And one of the things I also did was going to Cool Girls recently to celebrate the International Day of the African Child a couple of days ago. And one woman who also inspires me because of the work that she does with over 3,000 kids, or almost 3,000 kids is Mrs. Ijo. She's here. You will not know her when you see her because she's one of the most humble people that I know. As I'm talking to you, she's standing up as a volunteer in this same place. You don't know that she's a school administrator. You don't know that she's the principal handling a school of almost 3,000 young female students, making incredible, impact in the lives of those children. So I am happy that you're here, and thank you for all you do. Thank you for the incredible work. So I'm so happy to welcome all of you. We know a lot of people are still on their way, or they're not, waiting and all that. One of the facilitators is also here, Honorable Chidi Logebe, who is a friend and a brother, and who all of you know. The whole of us, he's very popular. So I am not going to run his profile because I'm not wanting to do that. But just a little bit about what he has done and what he still continues to do in our state. He is involved in the leadership of he's a politician, he's a young leader, so he's somebody that I'm learning from, and he's somebody that you all have also come to learn from. And we're very particular with people that we invited for this because we want people who have done things and who you can also learn from. So Chidi is the one who's going to facilitate the session on non-violent direct actions. We know how important this building is, especially in a country that is, characterized by a lot of violent activities going on, agitations in the southeast, in the north, for instance, you have the Boko Haram insurgency, and different other places, you have a lot of agitations going on. And we all are young leaders, so we are the ones who will eventually change the world. In the words of the man that I admire, Barack Obama, he would always say that young people are the ones that we've been waiting for. So you all are the ones that we've been waiting for. And the reason we're doing some of this is so you can also go back into the community and be able to implement some of the things that are So for the facilitation that she is going to do, after that, we want a situation where some of you, especially those who are students or those who are community leaders, can go back into your schools or into your communities for us to facilitate this kind of project. Our organization is going to be able to fund that with. If you can do a training of up to like 30 people, we're happy to give each of those groups like at least 50,000 naira to be able to facilitate this kind of thing. So it's important that we listen. The intention is for you to learn and be able to also transfer the same skills and the same knowledge to other people. So thank you all for coming around. Once we're done with this first session, which is going to last for about 30 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes, then we'll go straight into the panel. So we have 2 panel sessions, and we have like incredible people that are going to listen to share their stories, and then we'll also have opportunities to ask them questions. So these are people who are experts in their field. Professor Jilo is here. Professor Jilo was the head of the department of the Information and Public Library and Information Science at UNN. So done so well herself. I'm always very scared of mentioning your name, but just commit me. I'll say the time until I learn how to call that. So she's also doing incredibly well in our own area. And Val was going to be here. I think he might be around. So he might become the next governor for Anambra State. He contested in the last Anambra election, right election, and I think it was the second. And he's also an entrepreneur. He was the director of the Transcorp Fields in Abuja. And he has a lot of investment. He invested in startups and different companies. So it's an opportunity for you to connect with these people. Some of them, somebody like Val and Anthony investing more ideas. And that's why I brought him. And he's very passionate about young people. So there'll be an opportunity for you to network. And feel free, talk to anybody in the room. That's how we're presenting those opportunities. talk to anybody in the room and ask questions, know the possibility of working together with these people, maybe later time for, so thank you. Then the last thing I would want to say is last year when we did the teacher conference, he was trending number one on Twitter, and I was so proud of all of you because you made it happen. So today we're streaming live on YouTube. We're also streaming live to, we're struggling with streaming on Facebook because of the network. But if you can, please, if you can, just, we're going to post the link, the YouTube link on Facebook as well, so you can also share that. And possibly, tweet about what's going on. Take lots of pictures, make memories, and also try to meet people who we can collaborate with tomorrow. Meet me, connect with me, I want to hear your story. I'll also share a little bit of my story and that's what we're here. So thank you all for coming and welcome for one of the anchors of one of the panels. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's always a key.
So sorry about that. Thank you so much for this great opportunity of defining. I'm deeply indebted to standing for great times this morning, but we still feel somehow cold. Then very soon we're gonna ease it up and feel some warmth. So while we are expecting our brothers and sisters to join us, I'll be facilitating the session the next 30 to 40 minutes. My name is Chidi. I'm a medical laboratory scientist, entrepreneur, and a youth development expert. And I'm so happy to be standing before great minds, drawn across different strata of life, from the academics to the entrepreneurship to leadership, what's young and old. So my topic today is going to be non-violence as a tool of advocacy for good governance. And I would want this section to be as interactive as possible. So I'll ask the question. If you lead 4 persons to an event, and by the end of the event, you are called as a leader, and you're giving 100,000 naira, probably for transport, for lunch, or for anything. And then while you were walking out of the venue, one of the persons you carried along for the event walks up to you, pats you on your back, and say, "Give me the money." And on turning, the person wields a knife. "Give me the money, or I'll slit your throat." But then you have a gun in your pockets. I need an honest response. What will be your reaction? Yes, please. I'll make this interactive. I have only 30 minutes.
Actually, for one to have the gun, you must also have practice self-defense. Yeah, so in that situation, once the knife is being pointed at me, that is the way I'm going, that the tactics are going to, or the martial arts being going to, like, let's just maybe just do the stunts on him and pull out the knife. But if you continue, if I said also, it's also good that I really have the option to this way.
Thank you very much for your response. I need any other view divergent, convergent? Any other view?
Okay. Does this matter?
Good morning, everyone. I will first of all ask which money, because I the confident. He just wanted me to and requested for money, so I'll be like, which money? So it's response now. Now you trigger some kind of self-defense or something like that.
What is the money? The money.
My own money.
The money we were given inside. The money.
Okay. I was also thinking as it is, so I want to I want to distract his thinking. So
You want to distract them.
yes. So if he continues to press play, I now have to bring out the self-defense mechanism.
Self-defense mechanism. Very good. Thank you so much. You want to say something?
I'm going to speak from a personal angle. I feel like at that point in time, I do not really know, because this person is a stranger, I do not really know how skilled this person is compared to me that's only a God. I do not know how fast that person could be. I know that the money does not belong to just me, it belongs to me and other people, and it's for a purpose, but it's also a saying that sometimes you need someone to fight another day. So I feel like at that point in time, I'm not really sure who my opponent is. I'm going to let that person go and think of another alternative to solve the problem. So,
The person is a stranger. Okay, so thank you. I have 3 different views. And why I'm happy about the responses is because it's to me as a springboard on what we're going to be discussing just now. So, part of our investigation to find out non-violent action or resistance, how we can improve good governance is to make us understand the basics, tenets, and the methods of non-violent action, and then also help us to understand different approaches and strategies involved between both violence and non-violent action. So, coming back to the question I asked, this can be likened to a situation where a government can find itself in, where the government is holding the resources in trust for the people, right? The resources does not belong to the government, it belongs to the people, and by extension, the government. But now, the people, because of lack of trust, now want their resources back from the government. And now you now approach the government with a knife and say, give me back the money. So why I'm happy with the responses the lady behind it and my brother gave is the normal human mindset would be defend, attack, right? So what our strategy today and our mindset will have to change. So I'll just take you in a very short ride through the processes of violent and non-violent approaches for advocacy. So our expectations will be to understand the basics, like I said, and then we should be able to distinguish between the both. Yes. So let's talk about armed resistance. Armed resistance or violent resistance will be seen as a situation where there is a conflict between states. Country. It could also be a country and an armed group. It could also be between an armed group and another armed group. So there are 3: country and another country, a country and an armed group, and then an armed group versus another armed group. Contemporary rebel movements tend to break up this. The armed resistance pose is that
good that can split into factions. So I give an instance. Boko Haram in Nigeria. We see a situation where the armed forces will tell you that we've decimated Boko Haram. And then the next day, you go online, you see another video of someone else claiming to be the leader of Boko Haram and telling the government, the people you killed are the fake Boko Haram. Now we are the real. And true to their words, giving government and the armed forces problems here and there. So why does this happen? It happens because they have access to resources. They have access to funds. Another reason why armed resistance fail is because this high places. Boko Haram has their operational base or headquarters in Sambisa Forest. So when it wants to go to Sambisa Forest, you mobilize a lot of resources, you mobilize a lot of manpower, you mobilize a lot of intelligence. And these resources don't just come by. So because you're going to their base, you can encounter ambushes like landmines and the rest. So it is always difficult to tackle armed resistance. And another major problem might be interested parties. So when the capacity and the will to keep fighting is there, armed groups don't stop fighting. Because there is someone somewhere, someone, and there are reasons for armed resistance. First, like for the succession. When a group feels like it has the power or the group in authority needs to be taken away. So the need for some armed conflict or resistance. And another reason is secession. In a country or in a geographical location, some person will not tell you, "Ah, we're tired. We don't want to leave." It needs taking up arms. We have an example with what's happening in the southeast. IPOB wanting to secede from Nigeria. And it's groups amongst them have taken another reason the struggle for resources and cost-driven conflicts. People want to be the one how the resources will go. Another reason terrorists feel they want to take over a particular location. We now have what we call the terror-based armed conflict, like terror organizations. And then, of course, the last one, state-sanctioned violence. We've seen cases like this in India, in Myanmar. Military. So, to the crux of the matter, non-violent resistance. Non-violent resistance, some will call it civil resistance, some will call it people power, some will call it true pacifism. It's an act of achieving goals, such as social change. Is a form of civil resistance initiated by India, where he used it to oppose British rule and bring about political reforms in India. And that has led to so many positive reforms around the world, because a lot of persons would later go on to become students of Mahatma Gandhi, studying Satyagraha, having going from my system, so I don't miss I don't miss any of the time. So non-violent resistance empirically has been shown to be as twice as effective as violent or armed resistance. And the reasons are simple. Very, very simple. But before we go to the reasons, history has it that non-violent resistance started way back 370 BC in China. What we call the Mohism. The Mohists were an aggregation or is an aggregation of people that do not believe in war. Not believe in war. They found other mechanisms and means to protect themselves, living in a world where the politics was war winning. So it went down to Judea. In Judea, against Pontius Pilate to convince him not Roman standards, using the Roman emperor and the eagle of Jupiter. They felt it was idolatrous. So even when they were surrounded by soldiers, according to the directives of Pontius Pilate, they said they would rather die instead of seeing images of the Roman Empire emperor and eagle of Jupiter being set up. That for them it is idolatry, and they won't take it. Then it went down to Trinidad when they protested against slavery, down to the US, India, Mahatma Gandhi, US, Martin Luther, and James Lawson of Scotland, whom we're going to be talking about today.